Oh, good evening, friends. Good evening. How are you, all you people? How are you doing? I hope you people are doing well. My audio and video is proper or not? Just please respond first. Sita Bhagat, Pranik Gondane, Uday Jadhav. Where are the other people? At least 15 to 20 people used to attend before that. Uday Jadhav, Pranik Gondane. Yes, I am well. Good evening to you all. Audio and video as well, or is there any problem? Please let me know. Doing well. Yes, sir. You're audible. Okay, good. So, good evening, friends. Once again, we are meeting and welcome to the session of current affairs for the UPSC Civil Services Examination Mains 2021. So, because of hectic duties, I could not meet you at 11 a.m. morning as we thought in the morning, and again not in the regular time at 3 p.m. So we are meeting at 6 p.m. So this is the thing. I hope more people would join at 6 o'clock. Acha, we have started 3 minutes ahead. So that is why people are not there. So Karanje, good evening, sir. Good evening. Pranik Gondane, yes, sir. You are audible. Good. Thank you. Sagar, yes, sir. Pranik Gondane. Where is another Gondane, Rekha, Wagmar? Many other people are there. Actually, they used to be there. I think they have not attended this time today. Whatever it may be. How are you people are studying exclusively for civil services examination or for state services also? If you remember last time I told you it is always better to prepare for the UPSC examination exclusively. The preparation for UPSC includes MPSC or other state services also. Like if you have 100 rupees in your pocket, that includes 50 rupees also. 50 rupees ke liye you need not to prepare separately, except some Maharashtra history, geography. Even if you want to prepare for state services examination, if you appear or if you prepare very seriously for UPSC examination, your preparation will be equally good or it includes your state services examination exclusive of a few topics like Maharashtra history or Maharashtra geography and culture. Anyhow, for the for the mains examination, for the personality test, even the UPSC candidate has to prepare himself or herself for the Maharashtra or any other state history, culture, geography. So always concentrate on UPSC civil services examination or UPSC exams, because it conducts the exams regularly on an annual basis starting from 1853. There are no breaks, no gaps. Whereas the State Service Commission examinations are hardly like 4 years, once in 4 years or once in 5 years. So your entire that career will be wasted, time will be wasted. More pressure, more age increased, more pressure, you will not fare well. That is like vicious cycle. So I requested last time, and again now also I am requesting you to prepare civil services examination so that like you can crack even your state services also very easily. Pratik Gondane, sir, I am preparing for both. Yes, good. Chandrakant Shirsat, I am preparing for UPSC examination. Yes, good. I am telling you the same thing. If you prepare for UPSC examination, your state services preparation is also done halfway through. Only some special topics you need to prepare at the time of examination. That may hardly need 1 week or 2 weeks. If like Maharashtra history or geography or culture, you need hardly 1 or 2 weeks preparation. With that, you can prepare for that state services examination. So now this is the time I think more people would join. As I always tell, even if 10 people are good in the preparation, in their preparation, the institution will get good name. Even the 10 people are sufficient. Although the views are hundreds, thousands, but very few people would be there normally, be there like serious in their preparation. Even if 10 people appeared for UPSC mains examination after getting through prelims examination, then out of which if they get 10 people, some services, IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS or any other service, good, well and good. Or if it is at least 5 people per annum from BARTI, so great success. So I always ask you, at least whosoever is attending these classes, feel free to ask your doubts. Don't feel that it is as a regular class. Feel that it is fact also. Like it is an opportunity to interact with a civil servant, senior civil servant. Once upon a time, he was also like you in the then Andhra Pradesh Study Circle, Hyderabad, and got through civil services examination. And now he is working in Pune as an additional commissioner. So feel free to ask your doubts, whatever, however simple it may be appears to be. I am here to clarify your doubts and to guide you properly, whatever it is. Don't hesitate. Pratik Gondani, sir, but there is a little bit of difference in the syllabus and paper pattern in PCS and UPSC exams. Like UPSC is descriptive and PCSC are objective types. Oh, even for the mains also you have objective type? I don't think so. For Group 1, like that is class 1 examination of deputy collector, deputy superintendent of police or commercial tax officer. For that exam, you would have descriptive examination, not the objective examination. Even objective examination is also very simple. It is like civil services preliminary examination only. It is not as great as once you crack or once you prepare for civil services examination, state services examinations. I am telling you very simple to like the international player playing Ranji Trophy only. Very simple. Subhad Kamble, yes sir, okay. So this is the thing. I hope you people are doing well, studying well, whatever you are doing. Please don't forget your aim to get through the civil services examination and to emerge as successful candidate in the examination finally. And please concentrate on your examination only. Don't get deviation from here and there. As now festival season has started, starting from Ganesh Chaturthi, then Dasara, Diwali, Christmas, New Year, all festivals only with a gap of hardly 2-3 weeks. Some or the other festival would come, but don't deviate yourself or don't get disturbance because of all these festivals. Even you have to try to study on the day of the festival also. That is the only difference makes you, or the advantage you will get from the rest of the candidates. You have to concentrate on your objective, target, aim, goal. Festival may come and go. Birthdays may come and go. Death days may come and go. Marriages of your relatives, friends, near, dear, family members may come. But even if you don't attend, they won't stop their all these functions. But every minute, every hour, every day is important for you because the examination is fixed. Preliminary examination is on October 10th. mains examination maybe in the month of December or January, and subsequently personality test. And each attempt is counted. Each attempt is counted. Once you are growing more in numbers, like if you are appearing in your sixth attempt, they will ask, what did you do for the last 5 years? And UPSC, I am telling you very openly, UPSC always prefers the fresh candidates. Union Public Service Commission, there are like standards, certain standards are there because they need long career civil servants. A person, if he joins at the age of 23 or 24 or 25 in their service, he would continue to become finally he would become the secretary of the department. They need such candidates. Even the women candidates are also being encouraged by UPSC. So every attempt is counted. Don't feel that you have n number of attempts because of I am belonging to so and so category, like SC category or ST category or OBC category or some other categories. I have 5 attempts, 6 attempts, 7 attempts, or 10 attempts. It is a big trap. Don't feel like that. Just take each and every attempt as a very fresh attempt, first attempt and last attempt. Your attempt is last attempt, and feel that after that you don't have any attempt. Then you will feel very like you prepare yourself very seriously, and then you would have more chances to get through this examination. Earlier, the success is always the best at the lower age only, like lesser age, at the age of 22, 23, 24, 25, or below 27. If you get the service, it is always even good for you also, because the retirement age is fixed, that is 60 only. Or because of this pandemic situation, they may reduce also to 58 or something like 55. So if you join in the service at the age of 37, what will you have? Hardly you will have 20 years of service. It will be mere wastage of your life. So please ध्यान रखो ये सब चीज. Every word from my mouth is important. Only very important things only I am saying, very informal things and important things. So coming to the point of corona, see now and from the last 15 months, entire world is going or revolving around the COVID situation only. So COVID may appear in any form, like objective question in the maybe appeared in the prelims examination, or maybe in mains examination, or in your personality test. Even if you are preparing for your state services also, without COVID, there is no like a question paper, or in your interviews also they may ask certainly. So that's why I'm always saying then testing, tracking, treatment, and vaccination. These 4 points are important. I hope even personally also you people are taking care of yourself, your family, your community, your society, and your state and nation. So vaccination is important. Whosoever have not taken vaccine so far, please go and take your vaccination. That is the main solution as far as COVID is concerned till now. So vaccination is important. Always wearing face mask is important. Maintaining social distance is also important. Repeated hand sanitization or washing of your hands, and maintenance of hygiene of your face and hands. These are just orally also we are saying, but keep register in your mind. If some question comes on this topic, you just scribble all these words or sentences. Certainly the examiner or the paper like who corrects this question, your answer sheet will feel, yes, this boy or this girl knows about the COVID, and they will give good marks. So as per WTO chief, that lady, she says that only 5 countries of WTO are sharing three-fourths of vaccination, mainly USA, India, Japan, and China. Oh, small technical glitches may come in between. Kindly bear with me because of the severe monsoonal situation. So I think you know this. Also, you have to read the Ratnagiri district, Konkan districts, Pune district, every district, Kolhapur, I think in Satara, all districts were affected because of this monsoonal heavy rains and flash floods. So coming back to the WTO point, whenever I said about any institution, international institution or national institution, you have to see who is the head of that institute and where it is located, the head office, what are its main functions and how it functions and works, and what are the main relationship between India and that institution, or in such case in your state and that institution. So WTO chief, as she said, only 5 countries are producing three-fourths of means 75% of vaccines in their countries. As we discussed already, those countries, those are important. You have to mention, or it may appear in your preliminary examination. As the time approaching for preliminary examination, we shall see our discussion from the preliminary examination point of view also. October 10th, hardly 2 months are there. So after this COVID and current affairs, I will try to deal with the digital India or information and communication technology today. After that, if time permits, we shall see the environment, important chapter as far as civil services examination is concerned. Mainly the preliminary examination, not less than 5 questions. It used to appear in those days regarding environment, and then in the mains examination also certainly not less than 2 questions would appear on the topic of environment. So we shall see the digital India, information and communication technology, then environment topic. Later in the next session, next week, we shall see the economy, Indian economy, current affairs, and after that, starting from August first week, we shall see exclusively for the preliminary examination, how the questions would appear and how to answer, and all those things we shall see. Ajit Vavare. Yes, sir. For MPSC mains pattern is objective for group A, B, C exams. If it is objective examination, your job is very easy, and you can crack that examination very easily if you prepare for UPSC examination. If you are preparing for UPSC examination very seriously and appearing for prelims, mains, and interview, God willing, you will get some good service. If even if doesn't happen, no problem. In MPSC examination, if it is objective only, and for a candidate who gets through all this civil services examination or prepared well for the UPSC exam, to crack MPSC exam is very easy. Pratik Gondane, sir, nowadays due to heavy rain flood situations or there in Maharashtra as a civil servant, what kind of action should be taken by civil servants in this situation? See, this flood control or natural disasters, everything is under the control of district collector, a district magistrate, or a deputy commissioner, as the states may be like in different states. He is known as in different with different designations or terminology. So naturally, the revenue mechanism, state revenue mechanism, would go and rescue them from the floods or flash floods or the from the cyclones wherever it happens. Normally, in the coastal states like Odisha, Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Goa, then Maharashtra also, Karnataka, particularly in the east coast, as I said, Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, these are very severely affected states because of these natural disasters, particularly the cyclones and flash floods, because these cycles is turbulence is more in Bay of Bengal, rather than in Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea, if you see, very rarely it affects, and floods occur or cyclone occur very rarely. Maybe per annum once or twice, but in states like Odisha or Bengal or Andhra Pradesh, it regularly occurs because of the situation, the geographical concept occurs in Bay of Bengal. So naturally, the cyclone shelters are there. That's why I always advise you after the examination, if you have any opportunity, go around the country and see what is there in that state, what is there in that other districts. Cyclone shelters are there. The village revenue officer, Thalati, or the Tahsildar, Naib Tahsildar will go to particular villages and they will evacuate them and bring them to cyclone shelters. They are always in touch with the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD. IMD main office, I think in Pune it is there, very big office. So the district collector office always to be informed by IMD and central weather department also. So whenever there is a very severe cyclone or very severe this thing, they will go and evacuate the people, and they will keep those people in the cyclone shelters. Or if it is natural disasters, anything, there are many schemes to help them. Even last time we discussed the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is there. So in order to help them financially, to protect their lives, some shelters are there, and to help them financially, these kind of schemes are there. Immediately the district magistrate or the district collector has discretionary powers or emergency powers to sanction per head 5 kg rice or 5 kg wheat or something like that, or some chana, some oil, so that they can continue in their livelihood without venturing out for their work. So these kind of activities in emergency situation. So that is why this collector post is very important and very aspiring and coveted post, because he can directly in touch with the people and he can directly save them. Otherwise, and it is always a rural posting. Oh, dhyan rakho. Many people, many urban people, because of their parents' pressure, or they thought that collector post is like very like superhero, like really superhero, but they thought something like else, like Bollywood movie or Hollywood movie, and they thought that, and a Mumbai fellow or Delhi fellow or some like girls, they could not stay in the stations like small stations like Bhusawal or Bhandara or Nanded or Gadchiroli, and they never discharge their duties properly because they feel that they thought something else and they came and they had to stay in small towns For example, you see the Gadchiroli or Chandrapur are very small towns. Normally, very big people like they never stay there. But as a collector or as a sub collector, you have to stay there and you have to work with the people at grassroots level. But because of like they felt that IAS is like all things would be there and you can enjoy only in service. IAS can enjoy only in the service, not something else. Enjoy means. So they will shocked and they will never discharge their duties properly. And this is another aspect we can see when if you come to for interview, just before interview we can discuss and we can deal all these things. So this is how they will protect district magistrate. Sometimes if there is any law and order problem is there, he takes the help of assistance. He takes the assistance from superintendent of police or police. Otherwise, nowadays you know that national disaster NDRF forces are there, and in towns like in cities like Mumbai, this Coast Guard is also there. Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, Kochi, Goa, Chennai, Coast Guards are also there. Coast Guard also ventures into help this revenue mechanism, but overall supervision is by the revenue department. The team leader is revenue department, and like if you work in the field now, you will wonder really the uniform people, whosoever may be big, even the superintendent of police also or any other person, they always are waiting for the orders of the civil officials. As the civil officials say, then only they will work. If there is no order or direction or instruction from the civil official, they don't work. Particularly, I saw during my election observer duties, they always wait for the instructions, orders of the civil officials. So that is one good thing, disciplinary thing about the uniform forces. However, like army is there, NDRF is there, Coast Guard people are there, but the civil people, particularly the revenue people, should lead the situation, and you have to direct the other people also what to do, what not to do, and you have to show your leadership at that time in order to save the lives of the people, property of the people. And how can we analyze this situation as the civil services aspirants? This I told you already, all these things. And then how can we Pegasus controversy? See, Pegasus controversy is appears to be very big. Yes, it is very big also, because the last 4 days the pandemonium situation is continuing in the parliament. Opposition people, they are not allowing the parliament to function, both the upper house and lower house, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. But this is against the government. Though the UPSC is a constitutional authority, many a time it works in the shade of the government. As far as my experience is concerned, or as per the analysts, there won't be any question against the government. Normally, UPSC there won't be any question figured absolutely abruptly or like Sida against the government. This is this Pegasus, NSO, Israel, all these things. You should know what is Pegasus, what is malware, what is spyware, what is the role of Israel, what is the role of NSO, and how they implemented, how many countries are affected, how many states are affected. Just informally, you should know about all these things. But as far as my observation is concerned, there is very less possibility of this question in to appear in the mains examination. But if you appear in the interview, and at that time, if it is the fresh news, they will certainly ask many questions on this. So that is regarding Pegasus survey controversy. And see this Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all these social media companies, they have appointed as per the instruction of the government nodal officers responding officers or statutory officers, that may be asked in your mains examination. That may be asked how the controversy and what was the controversy, how it happened, how the companies responded, how the minister warned them, then all these things. What is the statute ruling this kind of social media, and again the observations of the Supreme Court in the context of the section 66A of Information Technology Act 2000. Though long time back Supreme Court declared it null and void, still in many states law and enforcement agencies are booking the cases, registering the cases under this section 66A of Information Technology Act. So Supreme Court seriously warned how come it is possible after declaration of this act as null and void, how you are booking the cases. So there was a serious instruction, a direction from the Supreme Court to the central government to direct all states to stop booking the cases under section 66A. This may be asked in the mains examination and even the preliminary examination also. So that is important. And there was a discussion about the Sedition Act also in the Supreme Court hearings. So why can't it be scrapped? Why you are continuing the legacy of the British colonial rule? They discussed. This question may also appear, but Pegasus ka less chances. Hindu code bills, marriage acts, uniform civil codes, all these things I can teach, but this is current affairs, Mr. Pratik. So let us continue these current affairs. Even polity also I can teach, but that is not my subject. So you ask your polity faculty, whosoever it is, or if you meet me personally or informally, I can teach you, no problem. Uniform Civil Code. What was uniform? What is Uniform Civil Code? And historical background. Dr. Ambedkar, why he had resigned from the Union Cabinet in 1951, and what is Shabano case? What is the recent developments? How see Narendra Modi government when it came to power in 2014, they had promised 3 or 4 main things, and with the thumping majority they had come. And they had done many things like abrogation of Article 370 of the Indian Constitution, one nation, one constitution. So now it is done. Construction of a Ram temple is going on, and only the other thing is pending, the Uniform Civil Code. At any time, because of this COVID situation, they have stopped to implement this as far as this knowledge is concerned. Otherwise they would have implemented this Uniform Civil Code by this time. Because of this pandemic situation, last 15-16 months, they have temporarily halted the starting of this Uniform Civil Code. So this is the thing regarding this what you call COVID. Even our planning Niti Aayog member says that Bharat Biotech experiments, everything is over, and sooner they are going to I think by the month of September, they will start vaccination even for the children also. In European Union, more than half of the adults have been vaccinated, and what is that? Moderna has been. See, while we are discussing all these things, we have to remember Moderna, then Johnson & Johnson, BioNTech, Bharat Biotech, then Pfizer, then what is this? Covishield, what Serum Institute of India. All these terminology you have to keep in your mind very seriously, because all these things, if certain relative question appears in your mains, or you have to write, or if you are in your prelims, you have to recognize it. So with this Moderna, they are going to start vaccination for the children also between the age of 12 to 17 in Europe. Then what else happened? Yes, BioNTech and this what is this? Pfizer and BioNTech, they started 10 million vaccine production in South Africa that is meant for the entire African Union. Entire African Union consists of 55 countries. They are going to produce 10 million vials of vaccine before December 2021 so that it can be supplied to all 55 countries. These are the recent developments happened, and yesterday I heard these in this Telangana also 60% of people adults they have these antibodies and sero something like that. They said that you please follow the daily current affairs and read that. Once again, drama unfolds between these China and the USA and WHO, World Health Organization chief again demanded for the second inquiry into the origins of the COVID virus. Not only this Wuhan Institute of Virology, they want to inspect or they want to visit wet market and other research institutions also, whether there is any link between these research institutes and origin of COVID virus. So, but China is strongly denying permission into for these scientists or for this inquiry. Sooner it seems the bipolar world is going to come back again. It seems the Cold War era is going to start again. Geostrategic geopolitical point of view or geostrategic point of view, this is very important because there has been always a war of words between China and this US faction. US includes NATO forces, then Britain, France, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan also. As we discussed in our the other lecture, if you remember, while discussing about Group 7, I told you why always US led all this faction. Japan, because of its gross failures in the Second World War, it had to sign and join with the US forces and NATO. Otherwise, Britain or Europe and its children, like descendants, these forces, Australia hoga or New Zealand hoga or whatever it may be, like US, Europe, mainly Britain and their descendants, they always be together. Like they feel brotherhood, brothership. They never feel that they are separate. Though the countries are separate, their culture is same, open culture, democratic cultures. Open means you can, you know what is open means, including everything open, and democratic cultures. So this China is a communism, closed culture and traditional culture, and unnecessarily they don't discuss, they don't talk, and no election system, and their culture is separate. So this war of words are being happened very frequently between US and China in the recent past, starting from the days of December 2019, and it has reached to a peak in the recent past. Yesterday and day before yesterday, and the day before yesterday, there was a serious hot topic going on between US and China, US-led faction and China. So what they are saying that this China is indulging in hacking. Officially, China is indulging in the hacking of servers of the Microsoft, or email hacking of this Europe, mainly US and other countries. They are hacking as alleged by the US. they say that not only the security websites, strategic websites, business websites also, then other kinds of websites are also scientific institutions, labs. One, this congressman said that they may are trying to take the information in order to create some more viruses in order to engage in biological warfare. So in future these they may snowball into major controversy. Even the Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State is nothing but External Affairs Minister of USA. Secretary of State says that these US China, their official ministry, security state security ministry is indulging into all these things. So this congressman, minister, and all, they represented the president of USA to take some serious quantitative sanctions, effective sanctions with China. So then you have to read what is sanction. That comes in economy. So sanctions, they requested the president of USA. Even the president himself talked this topic. Normally, the president is a very big figure. Unless and until there is some reliable information, he won't talk this topic on his own. He should not have. But he talked means there is some reliable information. Maybe we don't know. It will come into picture in the future. So there may be a chances of sanctions with China, but it has to take trade very cautiously, because China and US they are more interdependent for exports, imports, balance of payments. It is not so easy to take action against China like any other small country like US is taking action against Afghanistan or Iraq or Libya or Pakistan. So they are like equal forces. So this is the thing. But 4 or 5 weeks back, we discussed how NATO also warned China. So it is closing. It is coming very close in terms of military and security terms. It said means a kind of war-like situation already existed between China and the USA, but never it takes place. But war of words, like verbal duel, is going on between these two countries. So this is the situation. So whenever you are preparing, particularly international affairs candidates, if you are there, you have to study particularly these developments in China and around, how China is emerging as a very superpower, and how US and its allies are trying to subvert the growth of China, and how China is indulging in all kind of not so official activities, or how it is not honoring international agreements or protocols, accords. So all these things you need to learn. Then for coming back regarding this COVID, this Kavadiya Yatra, I saw in Delhi these Kavadiyas. Kavadiyas, they take this one, and front one pot, back one pot. They go mainly from the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, mainly these states. These bhakts, saints, or you can feel the pious people, whosoever they feel that they go by foot from their native villages and take the water of Ganges, and again they will come back on foot only to their native places, and they distribute the water to their neighbors, relatives, near and dear. They feel that it is a religious belief, it is holy water, and it can cure. When I was doing election observer duties in Darbhanga district of Bihar. Some of my employees, my staff, they told very convictedly, like with conviction, they said, "Sir, it has holy power." So that is their belief. So these Kavadiya Yatra, this has been like banned by the states of initially Uttarakhand, then later Bihar. In between, Uttar Pradesh was vacillating. So like it was not able to take any proper decision. Then Supreme Court issued notices to the government of Uttar Pradesh. Why you are not banning this Kadwa Yatra? You want to deepen this crisis of COVID into very deeper. So then, after receiving the notices from the Supreme Court, it has stopped, and Delhi also, because why Delhi is affected? Why Delhi is affected? Na, from the western side, Punjab, Haryana people come and settle in. Sorry. From west side, Haryana and Punjab people go and settle there. And from east side, UP and Bihar people go and settle in Delhi always. It's like how these Solapur, these Satara, Sangli people are coming and settled in Pune. Like that, these four major states people are always there in Delhi. So even in Delhi also, this Kavadiya Yatra has been banned. Any procession, any like gatherings or any festivals, like public gatherings are prohibited. So this is another news regarding this Bolbham Yatra in Odisha. Bolbham Yatra, Odisha, because of this Ashada month, that is also has been banned by the governments. So from cultural point of view, these are important, and like in your general essay also, you can use all this terminology and information. Then regarding these foreign exchange reserves, the country is positioning itself in 5th position. So after this one, China with 3.2 trillion, then Japan with some 1 point or something trillion, then Switzerland, then I think 4th or 5th position, because 5 days back it was 5th position, yesterday it is saying that 4th position. So Russia is either behind or before us. So it is with the 612 US billion dollars. 612 US billion dollars. And what is the role of foreign exchange? Foreign exchange consists of what are the items? So how it deals with other central banks of other countries, and what is the role of gold in foreign exchanges? So, mainly foreign exchange is used for payments of the imports. So this point is also very important, and we can discuss while discussing environment topic. This and it will come again. And oh, okay. So this is the thing. Coming to the digital India. I think you know what is digital India. This using of information and communication technology in your administration. Good governance. See, good governance is using of information and communication technology in the day-to-day working of the government is known as good governance. Like exchange of information, hoga, like bringing more comforts in the lives of the people, or bringing the government very closer to the doorsteps of the people. So all these steps are known as good governance. Good governance was actually, as per public administration, a coin termed It is a term coined by the World Bank in 1990s. In 1990s, the word coined good governance by the World Bank. So in 1990s, particularly, India was also a great travel or difficulty of balance of payments. Balance of payments. You know, the balance of payments means how much we are importing, how much we are exporting. That is the balance. The balance between exports and imports, and the balance of foreign exchange. If we are importing everything and we are not exporting anything, and our balance of payments are more, means our debt is more to pay to other countries or international institutions. That is the balance of payment crisis. At that situation only, in 1990 and 91, in 1990, Chandrasekhar, the then Prime Minister of India, so he had sold some gold, which are our gold reserves with RBI into IMF. So at that situation, IMF and World Bank had uh, come to the rescue of the third world countries, including India, and they played a very vital role. See, like they said to these countries, including India, you are asking some debt, I will give no problem, but with the conditions. With the conditions means what are those conditions? These are the conditions. You have to start a good governance. You have to start this cancellation of license laws, private this quota laws. So before it used to be quota for everything, for consumer products also, like sugar, rice, kerosene, wheat, and soaps also, like through public distribution system. License laws, quota laws, all these things should be cancelled or slowly diluted. Then only we can give loan to you. Like that, they had put some conditions, and all these are known as and proper these reforming of the taxes also. And wherever the taxes are not there, you introduce small taxes. For example, in the villages, water cess was not there. Water is supplied by the gram panchayats or municipalities. It was given freely, and anything is given freely is not valued by the customer. Anything given freely is not valued by the customer. So these world government says that you have to start certain levy, small water cess also, and some other things also, so that they will value, payments will come, governance will be improved, government will have good exchequer, good amount of money in the treasury. All this is known as good governance. So this good governance and this digital India, and maybe they want to find some good customers also in the form of USA, in the form of India, mainly for their products, computers. Computerization was also started with the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in 1985, and it shaped its proper shape during P.V. Narasimha Rao government, and then Atal Bihari Vajpayee government. Mainly, they want to sell their hardware, their software to these countries, developing countries. See, hardly USA population is USA's population is hardly 30 crores. So India's population is, as of now, almost 135 crores. They can produce, but there are no customers. There is no market for them. For any hardware or software, even for that matter, arms, ammunition, weapons. Now, we are forgetting a fleet of 3 Rafale fighter jets arrived at Ambala, Indian Air Force Station. So, see, they can produce, but they don't have the customer to buy. That is the main concern of these developed countries always, particularly USA, France, Britain. All these countries, they produce, they don't have customers, so they always concentrate on the market of large populated countries, particularly India. So the World Bank pressurized. Normally, the World Bank, WTO, IMF are dominated by USA only, because of it pumps its funds to manage the affairs of the all these three international institutions. So they put a important condition. What is that? Is known as to introduce computerization also in your governance. Computerization of governance is also a form of the good governance. So all the way, but it is good only for the country, for the sake of people. So as we discussed, what is digital India? In 2015, after Modi ji has come into power, he has started, and there are many applications. See, Aadhaar linked enable system, Aadhaar linked this system, that system. Many things are there. Last time we discussed ENAM, electronic national agricultural marketing, and Aadhaar enabled services like even one nation one ration card also, that is also part of good governance, and this digital India. Then recently also they started one e-Sarathi. So that is to give important information, updated information to the users. That good app. That like that, there are many things. And even if you remember anything, you can also just drop what is important apps or uses of this. See, just I read for your benefit. Just I read, because once again I just caution you, in preliminary examination, there may be a chance. In the mains examination also, general essay, they may ask about digital India or good governance. 150 word, I doubt, or 250 words. If they ask, they may ask. But for the general essay, digital India is a very good question. So Aadhaar enabled services, my governance.in, Umang, digital locker. Digi locker is very important, you to keep all your soft copies or soft copies of your certificates, everything in one Digi locker. Then Pay Go, mobile seva, everything can be done by mobile if it is connected to Aadhaar, and you have internet in your mobile, you can get through each and everything nowadays. So then e-Seva in Andhra Pradesh, Kajana project in Karnataka. E-Seva is a citizen-centric services, like if you have to pay this water bill, power bill, telephone bill, you can go and pay there somewhere. But I don't know, like how it is, like instead of going power office, that light office, you are going to one center and you are paying. I don't know how it is so grateful, but we should not think of all these things as an examining. You should say, yes, it is so good, and it has changed or transformed the lives of the human, particularly in rural India. So you just mention all these things and get good marks. Don't think don't go into the nuances of the thing and don't write all those things. If you write something negative, you will not get good marks. Computerization of the land records. See, the governments all, including state governments, central government, everybody is saying that land records have been computerized. But when you go to the field, nothing, there is no great change. Now also farmers are troubled. There are lots of discrepancies in the records. But God knows. Once it is mentioned, it is good by the government. You want a naukri in the department, like sarkari ka naukri, so you say good that. All these projects are there. E-Pathshala is there. Then what is that? Diksha portal for education, particularly during this pandemic situation, students are not able to go to their schools. So Diksha portal has been started through which students of college education or school education, they have started learning through this Diksha portal, as well as friends. This is a single window facility to pay taxes and financial duties in Kerala. Khajana project digitalized treasury system in Karnataka. Lokmani project in Uttar Pradesh. Single window solution handling of grievances. That is Lokmani project. Somebody is raising any doubt? No, no doubts. It seems for anybody, because this environment and this digital India are boring topics, but like compulsory, because you have to know about all these things. One is Aadhaar enabled service, Digidan. We read what is my governance, then the national mission on education using information and communication technology, Northeast BPO promotion scheme, NREGA. You see, even in Mahatma Gandhi Narega also, they are using software to take rolling roll call, attendance, some technology and payments. Everything is going on into their accounts. Even Prime Minister's Jan Dhan account, then all other payments are being done through this digital payments. So all these things you can mention that as advantages of digital India, advantages of information and communication technology, and it is bringing in the good governance into the doorsteps of the people, particularly in the context of the pandemic. No need to go out. Everything can be operated from your mobile only, and no need of any getting infection and no need of no and in that way it is curbing pilferation, no kickbacks to any person, no need to payment any bribe to any official. All these things you have to mention in your answer sheet. Then pay governance in your Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Saksharata Mission. Then Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Skill India, upskilling, then parallel skilling, more skilling, and smart cities also. Smart cities also very good initiation by the government of India regarding this good governance or information communication technology, so that that particular city will get all aspects of the good governance, like information transformation and services to the poor, services to the people, and transportation sector, pollution control, and everything with the help of ICT. Even we discussed one nation, one ration card, how it is helped with to the migratory is labor. They are saying that even BHIM app, small payments for auto drivers, taxi drivers, how it is useful. And this BHIM app and something they have started. Please see, refer it. Or a unique this thing, and BHIM app has been started in Bhutan also. Bhutan government was so grateful for this. What is that exact name? You just read and write in your answer sheet. Like this, overall, GST network also it is used, ICT, Kisan Suvidha. So wherever, whatever you feel, wherever the computer or mobile or information technology is used, you mentioned that, and e-codes, common services center. As I said, e-seva center is in Andhra Pradesh. That is the same thing. the central government started it Common Services Center. Crime and criminal tracking network and systems. So this is regarding Digital India and good governance and information and communication technology. And the recent development, as I said, developed between India and Bhutan, you can mention, particularly in the context of pandemic situation, how the ICT is useful in the day-to-day lives of the people, but mainly it may appear as a general essay, like 1,000 to 1,200 words. You can write it very well with the latest, by quoting latest examples. Don't quote the age-old replies, age-old examples. Latest examples you write, and you will get good marks. So this is the thing. And regarding environment, no doubts. So environment, coming to the environment, this is also like very interesting as well as very difficult, complex subject also. For geography students, there is environment topic. For the optional candidate of chemistry also there is environment topic. But even in the general studies of mains examination, there is a topic of environment. So what is this environment? Really, this is very important in our day-to-day lives. How it is important? See, this fossil fuels we are using. Fossil fuels we are using mainly coal, natural, this crude petroleum, and natural gas, and some coal tar, some other these fossil fuels are also there. But mainly 78%, 70 to 80% coal is used for the sake of production of power. And power is an integral and indispensable for any development of or growth of industry or of the country. See, in order to do any manufacturing activity or production activity or day-to-day life for the domestic purpose, industrial purpose, not only for the sake of production of power, for the other industries also. For example, pharma industries are there, automobile industries are there, then food and these processing industries are there, iron and steel industries, cement industries, all major industries, all small industries, medium scale industries, small or domestic purpose, and you have to read or you have to study, you have to live at your home. Power is important. Power is light. In our villages, in North India, it is known as light. So this is important. From where it is produced? From where it is produced? Mainly coal, then petroleum products, then these hydel energy, nuclear energy, and other renewable energy resources. Mainly, this environment topic, why it has come now? Because of the using of these fossil fuels. If it is nuclear power, it has got some other problems. If it is fossil fuel, it is emitting emissions of this carbon dioxide, methane, CO2, CH4, nitrous oxide, N2O, then fluorochlorocarbons, and some two other products are there. So these gases, these carbon emissions are going and creating havoc in the atmosphere. This is the major thing. You got my point. Like power is important for any industry and for everything and for day-to-day life. In order to produce power, we are using fossil fuels like coal, gas, petroleum, and while burning or in the process of this production of power or any other industries, these gases are emitting greenhouse gas emissions. Those are six mainly, and these we discussed their names also: carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and another is there. So these are going into the atmosphere released. Once it is released and creating havoc in the atmosphere, in the layers of the atmosphere. So what are the effects because of these greenhouse gas emissions are happened? Greenhouse gas, it is taken place. The concept of greenhouse gas, then the global warming. Because of this global warming means experts are saying that pre-industrial level and post-industrial level, the temperature levels of the globe increased. So, in order to discuss all these issues, and because of this, normal routine things are that the glaciers are melting, then sea levels are rising, then untime floods, untimely these cyclones, untime all these wildfires, then heat waves are occurring. All these this concept is totally together known as climate change. So greenhouse gas effect, greenhouse gas, or global warming, or these heat waves, everything comes under the broad umbrella or broad concept of climate change. So, in order to discuss this climate change or the interaction between human and environment, Earth and human beings, in 1972, I think they joined where Stockholm Conference 1972. After that, 1992 Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro. Then they have taken certain decisions, discussions, debates in these kind of summits. Not only the government participates, other parties, other stakeholders also participate. Not only the government, but non-governmental organizations, then industries, then concerned citizens, vigilant citizens. Everybody will participate and they discuss. So 1972 Stockholm Conference, 1992 Rio de Janeiro Conference, and then Kyoto Protocol, you know, 1997, then finally 2015 Paris Agreement. So just this very complex issue. You just remember all these things. Even in India, the main production is thermal power, 70 to 80%, then hydel power 15 to 18%, Baki nuclear power 3%, then wind power, solar power, small thermal energy, and this some other energy is negligible so far. All these things you should understand. Then how this power production and this power is important and indispensable part, other kinds of daily day-to-day industrial activity, domestic activity, and other routine activities. And because of this power production, emission of greenhouse gases, then emission of greenhouse gases, how it affects the atmosphere, the heat waves are coming, then all these routine things. And because of these effects, in order to control or curb, or in order to discuss all these issues, what had happened: Stockholm Conference, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, then Kyoto Summit, then Paris Agreement happened. So Paris Agreement mainly it is saying that by 2050 it has national determined what is that contributions. What is NDC? Nationally determined contributions, I think. So, so by short term, these commitments are there, long term commitments are there. This long term commitment, it says that by 2050, there should be zero emissions, carbon emissions, zero levels of carbon emissions. So, how the other countries are responded, how India is responded. India is responding by producing more and more renewable energy nowadays. It is responding in the way of producing more and more renewable energy resources. So how it is? See, by 2022, India wants to produce renewable energy or non-fossil energy of like 175 gigawatts. All these figures are available, or I will give you a notes also. Total power production in India is 383 gigawatt as on today. 383 gigawatt, for a science student or engineering student, that mega, giga, tera, peta, exa, like that. So everything is of 10 to the power of 3, like that. So India's power production capacity is 383 gigawatt. Now our target is to produce 175 gigawatt in renewable energy, and we are going to achieve it also as per the government. It is saying that. Then by 2030 they want to produce 450 gigawatts, 450 gigawatts in either in the solar power, mainly solar power only, solar power, wind power, a little bit wind power, mainly solar power. So they have targeted to produce 450 gigawatts by 2030. Minister says that the previous environment minister confidently exudes. He said by 2030, not only 450 megawatts, 510 megawatt may produce. We are going to gigawatt, 510 gigawatt may produce, and by 2030 two-thirds of our energy would be from non-fossil fuels. Non-fossil fuels means by other means of coal, petroleum, and natural gas, or anything else. Fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Why it has got its name? What are the major production centers, major production countries? See, mainly this is important for our strategic, geostrategic importance also. As just now we discussed, our foreign exchange is totally 612 billion US dollar as of now, as of today, as of now. But $100 billion is going for the oil bill payment. Oil bill payment. So 80% of our oil needs are met through imports. 80% means if the country is assumed to be 1%, if it is spending 100 liters of oil, whatever it may be, all kinds of oil like petrol, diesel, like whatever it may be, kerosene, everything, 80% we are meeting through imports, mainly from this West Asia, mainly from the West Asia, Gulf area, Iran, Iraq, mainly Iran, Doha, Qatar, Yemen, Oman, all these countries, mainly Iran also. So this is important from the geostrategic point of view also. Though we never liked the foreign policy of these countries, their support to terrorist activities in India, directly or indirectly, but we have to be with them, we have to be friended with them, we have to pretend very like close friend because of this oil import mainly. Once you are free from these oil imports and you are not in a, like you are in a position need not to import the oil from these countries, you will get the independence or liberty to act at your own will in your foreign policy, particularly the terrorist activities. So this is very important. Like Iran is supporting this Taliban and some other organization directly, indirectly, but you can't say that, because if you say something, they will cut off your oil imports. And oil is very important for us, day-to-day activity and industrial activity and everything. Without oil, you can't imagine your life. So this is the thing. So from geostrategic point of view also, to liberate from these fossil fuels is very important. So government has targeted to produce, as I said already, 175 gigawatt by 2030, and no no sorry, by 2022, and 2 by 450 gigawatt by 2030, and we are on the way successfully to meet all these targets. How we are meeting? So International Solar Alliance is very important. Certainly there may be a question on International Solar Alliance, ISA, in your mains examination. So it started with the member countries of 75 United Nations countries, and now it has reached, I think, about 140 member countries. So in order to utilize the potential of the solar power, which is freely available in the nature from the sun, and particularly the countries like Asian countries, South Asian countries, India, solar and this sun is almost 365 days. He is like solar energy is available. You have only thing you have to do is you have to tap it, preserve it, and you have to disburse it in a proper way. So in order to help each other financially, technologically, and then in capacity building, in the under the leadership of India, they have started ISA, International Solar Alliance, and it is doing very well. So our country, whenever any foreign dignitary is visiting our country, or our officials or our ministers visiting foreign countries, they are striking deals with those countries regarding this, and because of that we are getting more and more business opportunities also. Like we are giving technology, we are giving finance, we are giving capacity building, and thereby we get more business opportunities also. And in this way we are producing more solar power, and it is going to be happening. And as per last time environment minister, he says that for the last 200 years India's contribution for the global warming is hardly only 3 degrees centigrade for the last 200 years, because India is not so seriously, like when compared to Russia or USA or European countries, any European countries, not eastern side, western side, like Germany, then Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, UK, Italy, all these are highly industrialized countries. You know, now various brands are coming from Germany, like for example, automotive brands are coming from this Benz is from Germany, and Germany is famous for these automotive brands. So like that, they are highly industrialized nations. As per one report, USA is contributing 25% of global warming, greenhouse gas emissions, carbon emissions, whereas Europe is contributing 20%. China is also about 20%. These are together 75%. Rest of the developing countries are contributing only less than 25%, including India. So they say that our role is very less, but still we are trying to achieve this like zero emissions even before the targeted time, even before 2050. we are targeted to reduce these carbon emissions. So one is International Solar Alliance, and the see other thing is that we are encouraging this electric vehicles. We are encouraging electric vehicles. How we are encouraging? By giving full subsidies, like not full percent. Encouraging is public transport, then four wheelers, then two wheelers, three wheelers. Particularly, the announcement made by the Maharashtra government is very encouraging. They want to give a subsidy of like I think 10,000 rupees per two wheelers, then 30,000 rupees for three wheelers, then 2 lakh rupees for these four wheelers, then I think 20 lakh rupees for public transportation system, something like that. Then this road taxation is cancelled. Then motorway tax is cancelled, and they want to give good subsidies, and they want to start these charging stations also. If you if you see, sooner these electric vehicles will replace this normal fossil fuel, is petrol based or diesel based automobiles, including public transport. And sooner we will have, instead of petrol pumps, we will have electric vehicle recharging stations on in our neighborhood, on our highways. So Maharashtra government, they would this have announced to start these thousands of stations in cities like Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Aurangabad, Nashik, Sholapur, and Amravati. And along the national highways of Mumbai to Pune, Mumbai to Nashik, Mumbai to Nagpur, Pune to Nashik. Yes, Pune to Nashik. In all these highways also, they want to start these electric vehicles recharging stations. So overall, if you see the country's this electric vehicle policy, they have selected 64 cities to introduce electric buses. 5,595. This see these figures. If you are able to remember, well and good. If you are not able to remember these figures, don't bother. The policy is important. In the mains examination, the analysis is important. Policy is important. It's not about the figures, facts. Whereas in the prelims, figures and facts are important. Time and again, I am saying this thing. So 5,595 buses are introduced. Electric vehicles or in public transport are introduced in 64 cities throughout the country, and they want to. They are going to start these charging stations at 14,000 places. So sooner you are going to see these electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging stations. And these electric vehicles and electric this energy is pollution free, less cost effective, and the technology is also more, and means the productivity or effectiveness of per liter of fossil fuel, how much it gives transportation, and per watt hour, how this electric energy gives in transportation is very different. Very like sea changes will be there with these electric vehicles, and these things like this, they are going to encourage electric vehicles. And as we discussed, each and every state also, they are announcing their own policy. Like Maharashtra has an ambitious target by by the end of 2030, I think 1/3 of vehicles should be electric vehicles. They have targeted something like that. A very good electric policy of the Maharashtra. Particularly who are preparing for the state examination, they may ask these questions directly. So, or even in UPSC also, while writing this thing, you can mention about Maharashtra electric vehicle policy, and they will feel happy. So these things are happening. One is International Solar Alliance, then electric vehicle policy, and then in this process, if you see, there is one SEMB Corp, this private corporate. They have started 6 lakh houses through solar energy. Day before yesterday, only SEMB Corp in cities like Bhuj, then Tuticorin. This is, I think here, this is somewhere Bhuj, then Tuticorin is here. So 6 lakh houses, and the solar energy is initial cost may be more, but maintenance and this running cost will be less. So sooner we are going to see where in Bengal, when I was there on duties, election duties, I stayed in thermal power station guest house. The entire colony was electrified by this solar energy, including guest house and the offices are also. They are not utilizing the power produced by them in thermal power station. They are not using that energy in their colonies or in their offices. They are using the energy produced by solar panels. So these kind of things we are seeing. Almost all airports, they have now, they have their own this what you call this solar energy panels, the maybe Trivandrum, Kochi, I saw many places except in North India, most of the places, Bangalore, then I saw many of the places they have the solar panels in airports. Sooner the solar energy is going to replace our this one. Some posh localities also in the cities, they are approaching the companies and they are installing the solar energy panels for exclusively their colonies, for their colonies, so that the power bill is also reduced. Power bill is also reduced. It is cost effective, then more effective, then pollution free. And this is another aspect regarding this how India is responding to the targets of this Paris Agreement. Then pollution control vehicles by Indian Navy. Pollution control. We have this large coast of large coast. I think in preliminary this is a bit which country has large coast, something like that. That is also you have to see. India has a large coast and these pollution control vehicles are introduced by Indian Navy already. Those are there in Porbandar, somewhere here or somewhere Porbandar. Then Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, it is there. And the fourth one they have installed this in Andaman and Nicobar. How it works? It works oil spilling चलता रहता है in the oceans, mainly in the seas. So it create and clean up oil spills in the entire Indian exclusive economic zone. So and it is pollution responsive for all other kinds of, like it will accumulate all waste material, then it will dump at a particular place after treating it, something like that. This pollution control vehicles is also started. Then phasing out, yes, we discussed this electric vehicle policy. Now it comes under fast automotive manufacturing of electric vehicles, FAME 2, fast automotive electric vehicles manufacture, fast automated manufacturing of electric vehicles policy 2, FAME 2. So FAME 2, if they ask FAME 2, don't like disturbed, like what is this FAME 2? This FAME 2 is nothing but is, encouragement of the manufacturing of electric vehicles. So this is that, and in the, regarding CNG also, already you know that most of the vehicles in buses they are using CNG, LNG plant. One big LNG plant in Nagpur they have started in private. That transport minister he says that it is so cost effective, less price, and it will be useful in pollution free, more employment opportunities. So this is also another thing. Private sector mein LNG plant, big LNG plant they have started. And flex fuel. See, flex fuel is a very new concept. The government have directed is about to direct these manufacturers to produce flex fuel engines. Flex fuel engine is what? Normal these biofuels also can be used, and it can be used fossil fuels also. You know now, like while driving car, if it is petrol vehicle, you should pour only petrol. If you pour diesel, it will spoil immediately. Car will not move, or vehicle will not move like that. But in this flex fuel automotives, they can accommodate these biofuels as well as fossil fuels. So there is a directive from the government to the manufacturers of the automobiles or automotives to manufacture such flex fuel engines, so that biofuels are coming into the market more and more, so that they can be used either way as per the availability of the fuel, place and time. This is another development. And coming to these this what is this biofuels, ethanol blended petrol. Government has issued to increase ethanol ratio from 12 to 15. Maybe initially it was some 5%, and now they can blend the ethanol 12 to 15% in petrol, so that and the government is also trying to produce this bioethanol from the bagasse also, or from the straw of wheat. Straw means the dry this grass. Straw means dry grass of wheat or rice. Wheat and rice are main crops in India. So from that straw, they are trying to produce some bioethanols. That is also one kind of this response of India to reduce the fossil fuels in the country, or as a response to the Paris Agreement. All these things you can mention as per the question. As per the question, Rushikesh Kasat, good evening. Vaishali More, good evening. Then, okay. So like this is happened. Then see, national highways construction is also going on. If the roads are good, and the movement of the vehicle is speedier, and then the emission of the gases, this carbon, is all these greenhouse gases are also very less. So national highways plays a vital role in the reduction of the environmental pollution in the country. So as per the latest report in the parliament tabled by the surface transport minister, the construction of national highways on an average in the pandemic year, even at the height of pandemic also, our National Highways Authority of India, NHAI, is able to construct 37 kilometer per day. 37 kilometer per day, and entire last year they have constructed highway of 13,000 odd kilometer. So even the highways, they won't crisscross within the city, and they go outer way from the city or from the town. So it also causes a reduction in the pollution, and national highways construction is one important aspect of our response to this reduction in pollution. And another thing is that Yes, if you remember, they want to stop these toll gates also. Toll gates. What is that? Some tag they want to give so that just that electronic chip will see and they will record and the payment should be done through the system, mobile, and these toll gates will be slowly. They would like to end this toll gate system so that the pollution will be reduced in that area. Because if you see the toll gates near Pune or Mumbai or Delhi or Kolkata or Chennai, oh, huge number of big number like queues, thousands, like thousands of vehicles are stopping at one particular point, particularly at the peak hours. If you see on Rajiv Gandhi's ceilings in Mumbai, in the evening after 6 p.m. to till 9 p.m. or 9:30, 10 o'clock, a queue of thousands of vehicles near the toll gate. So whenever the vehicles are at one particular place, these carbon emissions will be more. In order to reduce these carbon emissions, Gadkari Sahab said that, means the transport minister, he want the government has decided to stop all these toll gates and payments will be done through electronic mode. That is also one point you have to mention in this. And then what is this? Ramsar Convention. If you remember, is Ramsar Convention of wetlands. These wetlands are very important to wetlands are very important for the recharging of groundwater, for filtration of the drinking water, in order to maintain ecological balance, to maintain biospheres. All these things, these wetlands are very important. In 1971, there was a meeting of a conference of this environment happened in the city of Ramsar in Iran. So it is known as Ramsar Convention to identify the important wetlands. So far in India, they have identified 41 such sites. Recent sites were these one is Sur Sarovar Lake in Agra, that is Uttar Pradesh, and the other one is Crater Lake, that is Lonar Lake in Maharashtra. So these 2 points you have to write, you have to remember. And 41 important. What is the significance of Ramsar Convention? What is the significance of wetlands of Ramsar Convention? That is also important. So by preserving this kind of wetlands, we can reduce the environmental pollution and thereby this climate change will also be reduced. And then see these environmental days is also very important, like related World Water Day, World Environmental Day, Earth Day, Biodiversity Day, World Forest Day. All those things are what are the important government programs taken place such days on such days. Is there any important programs taken place or what any policies announced on that day? That is also important. Mainly it is not from the mains point of view, that for preliminary point of view it is important. The mains point of view, just you can mention that on all important days, various governments, non-governmental organizations, important stakeholders, they are striving hard to establish important that what you call the rapprochement between these individuals, human beings, and the environment, human beings and biodiversity, something like that you have to write. And Swachh Bharat initiative. You see, before that, I want to tell you, in and around Delhi, they have taken certain measures to reduce the pollution. West Highway, construction of Western Highway, Eastern Highway in then ring roads so that 65,000 vehicles are not crisscrossing the city of Delhi, and so it has become pollution free. Still it is suffering with a lot of pollution whenever the winter approaches, and stubble burning machines are also supplied to Delhi government, stubble burning machines, and they have closed down certain thermal power stations also nearby Delhi. So all these measures have been taken by the central government in order to reduce the pollution in the capital city. And Central Pollution Control Board is also important. State Pollution Control Board is also important. So mainly they are the reactive statutory authorities. When there is any problem from any industry or from the atmosphere, they will respond, and they will try to take action as per the statute, as per the law. That is so. In order to learn what is the role of Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, what is air quality index? Air quality index is also introduced in main cities in order to know what is the kind of air in our city, then combating air pollution mechanism, and all these things are important. And Central Pollution Control Board also started this volunteer program. They go around these villages, agricultural burning places. They go around and create awareness among the farmers, rural folks. That is also being done. Then NTPC important. 20% of power production, around 20% of power production is being done by NTPC. It is also taking very important steps in order to control the pollution. So all their 11 to 12 their plants, out of 27 to 30 plants, they have got ISO certificate. What is that ISO 14001? It like if you are maintaining a pollution free, really environmental friendly production, so it will give the certificate, ISO certificate. So they have obtained that certificate. And in and around the NTPC plant, they are encouraging tree plantation, afforestation. Mainly, many hectares of this land have been afforested. Even in around country also, in the around country, like 15,000 hectares of land has been brought under afforestation. And this coming to this NTPC thing, they are encouraging afforestation in their plants, in their lands, and nearby forest lands also. They are forming the committees with nearby towns, villages, and they are encouraging afforestation in and around. But sooner, if you are seeing the future, once we encourage these solar power stations or windmills and other non-fossil fuel, slowly the NTPCs will be shutted down slowly, gradually, not immediately. Maybe it may take place some 2 decades or 3 decades. NTPC and these other thermal power stations are going to be stopped their production. Not immediately, after 2 or 3 decades, by the end of 2050, because we have committed for the NDC of zero emissions before even 2050. And in this way, these pollution control boards we have discussed, and Swachh Bharat and pollution control. How the Swachh Bharat is playing vital role in order to control the pollution. As you know, around 12 crore toilets have been constructed in the country after 2014. Earlier, it used to be Nirmal Bharat Abhiyan. It is not a new program, but it has given now like good impetus, vigorous, and energy. It has given a fresh facelift, and it is started as this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Around 12 crores of toilets have been constructed in the country, and around 60 crore of people have stopped open defecation. 50 to 60 crore people. It's a great sea change in our day-to-day lifestyle. Once you are going outside and create like doing excrete outside, means open defecation, the germs, the pollution in the air, the soil pollution, everything. Once you are doing the same in your latrine, means that is in your toilet, is be controlled. There will be a sea change in our next few years because of this toilet usage. And this is mission, Swachh Bharat mission, like it is going in a severe, like a very serious phase. More and more people are coming under the like net or under the umbrella of toilets. Like they have stopped. Even in villages, when we visit in the villages of Bihar or Bengal or Telangana, except in coastal Andhra, still in coastal Andhra, this practice of going outside and creating nonsense, nuisance, and cleaning their bump in open tanks of that village or panchayat, this practice is there in coastal Andhra. Unfortunately, I don't know what is the reason. They are actually rich people, educated also, but still they have this practice of open defecation. It should be stopped immediately. But in the states like Telangana, even Bihar, the said to be the backward state, said to be backward state Bihar, and said to be backward state Bengal, and even Odisha also, very less number of people I observed while traveling across the districts, many districts here and there, and in the villages, open defecation is very less. Toilet constructions are going on. So this is a very good sign of development, progress, and proper civilization. It indicates proper civilization. It indicates proper civilization. And if you are coming across these kind of things in your village trips or in your neighborhood, just educate them not to do such things. Government is encouraging each and everyone, individually, family, communities, and village wise, town wise, so they can go and get good this what you call subsidies also, and some percentage is bear by the government, some the person has to bear. They can construct the toilet because of this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. As we discussed, 12 crores, about 12 crores of toilets constructed, about 60 crore people stopped this 50 to 60 crores of people stopped open defecation free. As a result, air pollution will be reduced, soil pollution will be reduced. Then under this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan only, is solid waste management is also taken place. Some 15,000 crore rupees grant was given. Solid waste management and gobar gas management is also Gobardhan scheme, under Gobardhan scheme. Gobardhan. So in order to double the income of the farmers, in order to utilize the cow dung or animal dung, whatever it may be, to produce power useful for their domestic purpose, and the same sludge can be used in the fields as fertilizers. See, this Gobardhan scheme has been now planned, started, and one-time plastic has been banned. Means any plastic is there, you can use it only for one time. This one-time plastic has been banned in the country, and the minimum thickness of the plastic bag should be 40 micron. 40 micron it should be. So all these steps have been taken by the government in order to meet to the reduction of pollution, and to meet the like targets of non carbon emissions before 2050. And in this way, like we have discussed today, digital India, information communication technology, good governance, environment. Under the plank of environment, we discussed climate change, pollution, and how the pollution is being controlled in the country, and how we are going to meet the Paris agreement is targets, NDCs, before 2030 and before 2050. And current affairs also, normally we discussed between China and India, and China and USA, and then yeah, if you see, this is very important. I forgot before I close. I want to tell the important things in Australia. The fresh examples we have to give when the topic of climate change comes in the examination, within that 250 watts or 150 watts or 1000 to 1200 watts, you have to mention the fresh examples, like how this climate change affected the heat, this wildfire in Australia, entire this eastern part, east coast of Australia, southern part of Australia has been affected because of this wildfires. Started in the September 2019 and ended in March 2020. September 2019 to March 2020. As per an estimate, 4 billion these wild this hoga kangaroos, hoga wallabies, or some other, they have died, and some 4 crore acre land has been affected. Then almost more than 40 people died. So this has created havoc, very big natural disaster in Australia. That more than 6 months the wildfire had been continuing, and it affected their lifestyle, their this thing. So this is the best example, because of climate change only, because of heat waves it happened. Though it was used to be happened, it used to be like for few days, for few weeks, but it had continued for months. So this is the best example of climate change. Then the recent heat wave and thereby wildfires in west coast of USA, particularly this Ontario, Las Vegas, Arizona, and these some cities of Canada. Then Russia, heat wave in Russia, flash floods in USA recently, flash floods in USA, and flash floods in Europe. They are saying that this heat wave, what had happened in USA was unprecedented and never had happened in the last some centuries back. And in Europe also, they said this kind of flash floods and this torrential rains which had affected Germany, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Switzerland, then Spain also. So these kind of flash floods and torrential rains never had happened in their history. And more than 200 people, about 200 people died. Lakhs of people are devastated and replaced. So many things are happened. It's all because of their effect only, because of their over ambitious lifestyle. They need long drives. Particularly, I know many of my American friends are there. For small things also, they have to drive and go. It is not like Pune or Mumbai or Hyderabad. If you want 2 eggs, you can just walk and go and buy. For everything, you have to travel across. In nearby residential places, there are no commercial places. You have, like, shopping means shopping only. Even if you want one packet salt also, you have to go and buy. And even otherwise also, on weekends they enjoy like anything, like. like hundreds of kilometers they have to travel for daily work also across the cities, from one city to another city. And weekends they enjoy. They're all their lifestyle, unnecessary production of arms, ammunition, weapons, more and more like sophisticated production of vehicles, and more like this refrigeration, air conditioning, cold chains, because their cold atmosphere, cold weather, they have to have more and more fridges, refrigeration, air conditioning. So actually, they can live without that also, like how they had lived in 18th century or before. But because of their over ambitious lifestyle, because of these Western European countries, USA, China, the entire world is paying. Of course, India is also nowadays, because of this increasing number of automobiles, we are also like contributing our this our contributing our share in this sin, but it is very less. Because of COVID situation, the movement has been reduced, fortunately, and we could able to see Dhawalgiri from Chandigarh, if you remember, Dhawalgiri of Himalayas from Ludhiana, from Chandigarh, they could able to see because of clearance of pollution. And recently, some other cities they have seen some other mountains also. All this happened. So what is the best solution for this climate change is to change our lifestyles, to go back to our roots, to go back to our original food habits. This junk food, all these Western style food, it takes more this energy, and it gives more this what you call obesity also, and it is creating nonsense to the weather and atmosphere. Our lifestyle, using unnecessary automobiles, we can use public transport, and unnecessarily we should not use any kind of this refrigeration, air conditioning, all these things. So this way the best solution is changing of our lifestyles, less industrialization that may not be happened, less space exploration, less marine exploration, less mineral exploration. So that may not happen. I like, but these are the main causes of this. In the Indian concept, that is Panchabhut. Panchabhut means the soil, the earth, the fire, the space, then the air. All these are Panchabhut. The exploitation, over exploitation, undue exploitation of these Panchabhut by this human being is the major cause of this climate change. And how we are doing because of this oil exploration, space exploration, soil erosion, then modern lifestyles, unnecessary using of automobiles, unnecessary travelings, tours, and this thing going unnecessary here and there. So all these things are responsible. So at least it should be rationalized till this climate change recouped, and global temperatures have come down, and these heat waves, flash floods, torrential rains. Yes, even in China also it got affected. China also. The central is Mongolian province, inner Mongolia state and Henan province are affected. They are also saying they never experienced this kind of floods in the last many centuries. So these are showing very clearly the effect of climate change. We have to change our lifestyle, we have to change our industrial policies, our scientific policies. If we go on continuously doing our industrial policies, like the implementing industries like this only, and scientific policies, atomic explorations, nuclear bomb explodes, this testing, that testing. Sooner we are going to meet the same fate, every country people, not only the Western countries, even India and less developed countries also will face the same situation, and it will affect the entire world as a whole. And you see the effects of like this COVID and something else are also coming, and we are facing this kind of situation because of this over exploitation and over behavior of our styles. So the best solution is going back to the roots, but how it happens, everybody should take this responsibility on their shoulders and to implement it. And if you have any doubts, you can ask. Though it is very boring subject, environment, I have tried my this one like to in order to explain you in a simple and very friendly manner. This is what is the name of this highway? Mumbai to Nagpur. There is some name to this national highway. So fast track, yes, good. Digambar Patil, fast tag. So by using this fast tag, they want to stop all these vehicles at the toll gates. So that's how we will. If you have any doubt, you can ask, or otherwise we will call it a day. Try to attend the classes regularly, though it may not be so attractive the class, but very important, very important. See, I remember one class in my preparation days. One sir used to tell only those two chapters only. So one day, finally, one person uh, he asked, "Sir, how long you will teach these two chapters only? When will you give material?" He said, "The material is immaterial." They were shocked, and we were shocked really. Why he is saying like that? But if you see the question paper, finally, only out of 5 questions, 4 questions have come from the two chapters. So like that, that's how the experienced people will teach you important things, informal things, how to build up your knowledge and how to build up your questions for the examination, which are suitable, which teaching style may not be attractive, but it is important. And only very, very important things only will be taught in the class. Samruddhi mark. Okay, good. So with this, I will conclude for today. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.